Secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper? Nowadays, kids more worried about the...
What is going on, guys? Vinny Vega here, and welcome to Terrible Class Setup. This is where you, the sub or viewer, submits a comment below telling me what terrible class I have to use. The comment with the most likes will be the class I have to use on the next episode. This will include what game I'm playing, primary weapon, attachments for that, sidearm, attachments for that, gadgets, field upgrades, perks, whatever you want to call it. It depends on the game and the loadout. Pick the game and be very descriptive on the loadout I have to use. In the description below, I have a list of games that I currently own. So pick a game and go from there. Considering this is the pilot episode, I reached out to some friends on the Xbox Live to help me out with the first loadout. So let's get right into this terrible, god-awful class. This was submitted by one of my friends on Xbox Live, Sirigod, and this is what he came up with. It's on Battlefield 4, support class, for primary weapon, QPS-09 shotgun, no attachments for that. For sidearm, Rex revolver, no attachments for that as well. For Gadget 1, ammo pack. For Gadget 2, the ballistic shield, flares instead of the grenades, and shadow upgrade for field orders. As a bonus requirement, he also added that I have to use this loadout on the China Horizon maps. In this class, I'm very restricted. I have no way to kill enemies from long range. I have no explosives, so I can't destroy vehicles without picking up a rocket launcher or getting into another vehicle. Even if I'm in an effective range, I only have 12 shots between my primary and my sidearm. If I'm not being rushed by 3 or 4 enemies, because more than likely you're only going to take down 2 enemies before you get killed if you're being rushed on. I have these glow sticks instead of grenades. My only hope is to throw enough out there to where the fighting stops, a rave ensues, people start taking ecstasy like crazy, dubstep music starts playing, and everyone's all cool in the game. But that's wishful thinking. I have this ballistic shield that's completely useless, and I'll get into why, and I will show you why in just a second. The shadow upgrade to this class is probably the only saving grace, if anything. In some of these clips, you'll notice that I take a lot of risks. Those risks would include, shooting at somebody from really far away, outside of the effective range of the shotty, and then having to panic pull out my Rex and then get killed anyway. But sometimes it did work out for me, to where I would finish him off with the Rex, but sometimes it wouldn't. It depends on how lucky I was at the time. It would have been way better if I would have approached them from a better flank and, basically ran up on them to where I was close and shotgunned them to death. But a lot of times I didn't think too far ahead on that one. But I do have a couple examples of a really good way of going about this class and how to close the gap on your enemy where you're farther away. In this first example, you'll notice that the guy does see me, and I'm kind of out in the open, and I cannot kill this guy. There's no way. I mean, the only thing I could possibly do is maybe throw out one of my glow sticks and hope he thinks it's a rave, take some bad ecstasy, and then drops dead right then and there, but that shit ain't gonna happen. So I gotta choose to flank around him. And in this case, it does work out for me. Had he been a higher skilled player, I probably would have been taken out, or it would have been a fair firefight. But in this case, he has no clue that I'm coming around the flank. This next example I got for you guys, this guy right here, he's under the bridge. He does see me. Obviously, if I were to come right at him, more than likely he would kill me. And he does wait for me too still. He wants me to stick my head out and attack him. But in this case, I've decided to go around on the right side, and by the time I drop down onto him, he notices that I drop down, but by then it's too late. Something I want to get into also is this god-awful ballistic shield. Now this thing is, oh man, I mean, it could work as a distraction, it can kind of save your life in some cases, but it's kind of worthless. And just to show you a quick example how bad it is, and this I managed to run up on some people. Instead of using my shotgun or my Rex or knife them, I decided to try to kill this guy with the shield, and clearly it does not work out for me because I have to hit him like 3 or 4 times and then bring him down to 5% health, but you know, he still manages to have the upper hand anyway. There's probably only 2 situations that I can think of where the ballistic shield will actually effectively kill somebody. Say you were to come across a camper, you know, more or less camping in a corner of a room or something, and you sit there and trap him and smack the shit out of him until he dies. A more likely scenario where you come across one of those snipers that are looking for that miracle 2,000 meter headshot so he can add it to his montage later so he can look like an amazing sniper. You know, the guys that don't even play the objective, they just sit there and fire off their gun like 20 times and maybe get that miracle headshot. But you know, this can be a very effective class if you use the right tools and if you play the right style. And clearly in some situations I don't use the right methods, so to speak, but it can be an effective class. You're not going to go 38-2 with this class just as an infantry. You can do well if you use the right tools. If I were to change something about this class, for the shotgun, I would put I'd say the Cobra sight. That would probably work out pretty well. The slug attachment for the ammo, a laser sight, and an ergo or vertical grip would work out very well too, maximizing the hip fire capacity of this weapon. I wouldn't put a full choke on it unless I decided not to use the slug, because it would be completely pointless to use it with the slug. For the Rex, I would probably use any type of optical, doesn't matter, and a heavy barrel as well, to maybe add a little bit of range to it. The ammo pack was very useful. I did find myself resupplying some teammates here and there. For the gadget one, I'd use the ammo bag so I could resupply not only my squad but the rest of my team as well. So blueberries are included in this one. And for the gadget 2, I would just throw that piece of shit shield away. I don't want it. I don't care for it. I want my C4 back, so I would put C4 on that class so I can be effective at blowing up tanks and LAVs and whatnot. You definitely need something to combat against that. Half the time when I did run across more than one LAV or tank, or even if I was by myself against one, I couldn't do nothing. I was helpless. I literally had to run and hide and duck and weave in order to get away from them. So definitely need C4. Now as far as field upgrades go, I would leave it alone. I wouldn't even touch it. The Shadow upgrade is actually, ironically, a very good fit for this class, considering that you have to be more or less close to somebody to be effective. The unspot, the level 1 that you always have, is an excellent way to go about things, because since you have to run across the miles and miles of field just to get close to somebody or flank around, that quick unspot will help you out and get you off that mini-map when you're trying to get to places. For the level 2, the extra sprint will be very effective in helping you get to that place faster. And for the level 3, I believe it's the fall damage one. The fall damage will help when you're really trying to maneuver and get out of places, or say you pull your parachute too late, and that might effectively help you from getting damage done to you. And the 4th one is the not seen on motion sensors. That is if you're not sprinting. This is a good way to sneak up on snipers if you happen to notice that there's a motion detector around. Obviously you want to get close to somebody if you want to shotgun them to death. And last but not least, I would use grenades instead of flares. We're trying to play Battlefield here, we're not trying to start a rave. So I'm going to throw those glow sticks out and opt for any type of grenade, doesn't matter which kind. One thing's for certain, I definitely had a lot of fun using this class. It's definitely a high risk, high reward type of deal. Considering the fact that I haven't used a shotgun in who knows how long, I did surprisingly well with this class. Most matches I ended up breaking even or going positive. I believe that will do it for this episode. Since it's Friday, I believe Friday will be a good day to air this episode every week. So do leave a comment below on what terrible class I need to use next. And like I said, the one with the most likes will be the one I have to use next. Hope you guys have an awesome, amazing day today. Don't forget to smack that subscribe button like it's hot, and I'll see you on the next one.